And we are back. Welcome to day one of the quarter-finals in the UEFA Under-21 European Championships. We have got two quarter-finals for you today, and then of course we have two more quarter-finals tomorrow. There will be a separate video for that, but today we are going to be focusing on this afternoon's fixtures. Before we get into them, as always, if you have been enjoying this series, please do consider dropping a like on this video and subscribing to the channel. We'll be doing this all over again when the Women's World Cup rolls around as well. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that. And let's talk about today's quarter-finals. And we start with the host nation, the only remaining host nation being Georgia taking on Israel. And before I get into my prediction for this, shout out to all of my Israeli fans in the comments that have been very vocal over the last couple of days. Thank you very much for the support you've given. One of the main reasons I love doing these international tournaments is because we get to see so many fans from so many nations. We had a bunch of Hungary fans during the Nations League, and we also had a fair few Croatia fans during the Nations League. Those Croatian fans have been a bit quiet during this tournament, and I can understand why. But thank you for all the Israeli fans that have been commenting on the last couple of videos. And look, I wish you all the best today. Like I said in my previous video, the only game I've actually watched Israel play in this tournament was the game against England, where I thought they were massively overly negative. Apparently, they played much better, much more aggressively against Czechia, and that is obviously why they're in this quarter-final position. But they are coming up against a Georgia side that has gone into a group with Belgium, Netherlands and Portugal and won it. So I think a little bit side of caution on that one. I think Georgia have been fantastic. I was able to watch one and a bit of Georgia's games so far in this tournament, and they really look good. So as much as I want to stick behind the people that have been following this video in the comments, unfortunately, I am going to have to go for a Georgia win. I'm going to go for 2-1. I think it'll be an interesting game. It just seems that whatever adversity Georgia have been hit with so far in this tournament, they've risen above it. And I think against, with the greatest of respect to Israel, a team that is not on the same caliber as Portugal, Belgium and the Netherlands, I think you have to think that Georgia are going to win this one. But as always, let me know your thoughts on that one. And like I say, whatever happens, I'm sure those Israeli fans will give me their relevant opinions in the comments before and after the game. Now, on to the second game that we have today. It is Spain against Switzerland. And I have to firstly, before I get into this, sort of justify how Switzerland have even got into this position. So if you feel like skipping ahead a minute and a bit or so just to get to my actual prediction for the game, feel free to do it. Because here's how the table finished in Group D. And you'll notice that Switzerland actually finished with the worst goal difference between the three teams that finished on 3 points. You might be wondering how Switzerland have actually managed to get into this position. And if you don't really know how UEFA rules work, it always comes down to head-to-head when two sides finish on the same number of points. Now, obviously, 3 sides have finished on the same number of points here, so you would think it would then go down to goal difference. But no, it hasn't, because as you can see, Switzerland have the worst goal difference of those 3 teams. What it actually then comes down to is a round-robin head-to-head between the 3 sides. Now, obviously, France have got 9 points because they beat all 3 of these teams. So the respective 3 points between these sides have all come in games against each other. So it's then come down to goal difference between the 3 matches between these 3 teams. Those have all finished level because each game finished with a 1-goal winning margin. But then it comes down to who scored the most goals within those 3 fixtures. And then that was Switzerland because they scored 4 goals by scoring 2 against Italy and 2 against Norway. Absolutely ridiculous set of circumstances. Granted, Italy probably should have just beaten Norway. That was the most likely scenario. And I don't quite understand how Italy failed to beat Norway. But it is what it is. Italy are out and Switzerland got through. And for those of you who are wondering where Dave is, here is Dave. And obviously he is a Switzerland fan because all minions come from Switzerland. So he is obviously very happy to see Switzerland into the next round. However, with all of the things that I have just said, if we actually talk about today's prediction itself, there ain't no way Switzerland are beating Spain. Switzerland are a very poor side. I watched the France game. They got absolutely smashed. And if they can't produce a significantly better performance against a Spain side that have impressed me every single time I've seen them, they've got no realistic chance today. I'll go 3-1 to Spain. I'm going to give Switzerland a goal because, as I just said, Switzerland are scoring goals, just defensively they're absolutely horrific, and I just don't see them getting anything out of this game. Good luck to them. I hope they do something, because as an England fan, I want all of the best teams out of the competition, and Spain are one of those teams that I think could cause England some serious problems. So I hope Switzerland get the win. I just don't see it happening, and I think it's going to be a comfortable win for Spain this evening. That'll be it for today. As I said, we will be back tomorrow with the other 2 quarterfinals. As always, let me know all of your thoughts on today's games down in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much for watching.